So Omkar, you were the team lead. So how did you build your team?
Uh, so I think Ravi and Pratik were with me since first year, like used to participate in various hackathons. But for SIH, there is a requirement that your team must have six members. And like I think we started a little bit late to form a team. Like most of them were already scouting each other. Like, oh, you can join my team, you can join my team, and so on. And like we had to convince Aditya also for to join our team, and Sakshi and Ankita also. So basically, we needed some Android developers or web developers, and we didn't want anything like very expert in anything or like that, because we knew like as the project goes on, they'll also learn the learn it, and it will be like they'll understand and they'll just get it done. So one thing that was important is the confidence. Like you should have confidence in each other that okay, if I give him the task, he should do it. He should do the task by hook or crook. I don't know. I just want the output that what I have asked. So like you have to find team members like that. Okay, I want this thing to be like done. And other thing is like they must be open to communication. Like many times you will be criticized, or maybe you know like we have different perspectives. So I think many of them have seen like us arguing during our but when we are discussing solution and so on. So I think they should have that mindset that okay, we can discuss it, and it's okay to like it's okay to be wrong, or we can share your ideas and so on. So another thing with the team member is like they should be available to work with you, and they must put in the same efforts also, because uh, like if some members is like okay, like I'm not very much interested in this, like just give me something, then it takes the morale down of the team. So it is important that everyone contributes in the team. And Sakshi, Ankita, and Aditya definitely helped us a lot in our project, because I didn't even look in the Android part and the website front end part also. Most of the things were done by them, and as Sakshi told, like there were many challenges also. During the hackathon, judges had asked us to implement some features, and it is not possible for one or two member to do everything. So having Sakshi, Aditya, and Ankita also like helped us a lot, because they took care of all the back end and front end part also, and we were focusing on the like MQTT or model part, etc. So I think they were a huge help to us during the hackathon.
Yeah, and there
And
is one condition or rule of SIH that you need a one or two female participant, female team members in your team. And apart
yeah,
from that, there is one corporate mentor, but that is optional. But you have to choose one academic mentor, and if you include a corporate mentor, then definitely that is very helpful. I must say here.
yes, and like you have to like just for people who have not attended hackathon, like you just have to give it a chance. Like don't worry too much about it. I think Aditya will share his experience afterwards, and even Sakshi and Ankita. But yeah, like it's good to attend hackathons. Yeah.
So, what programming language and platforms are needed to participate in SIH?
So I,
Ravi, you can
yeah.
say. Yeah.
So I would like to answer that uh, that students must know one of the framework. So there are famous frameworks are like Django and Flask, which are based on Python, and then there are mean stack and one stack, which is uh, one is on React and one is on AngularJS. So this one of the framework is needed, and apart from that, if you know about Android development, then it means good. And other platforms means, I would not say platforms, but some things like GitHub, to commit into the GitHub and to deploy. So that should be, we should have to be known. And about databases also, some databases we should have learned, so that we can implement in our website, and we can show that it's a real time website like that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, to be honest, like even if you don't know about frameworks, you can still participate in hackathons. Like even if you just know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP, don't worry about frameworks. Like create separate files for everything. Uh, get messy like around the project. It does not matter much because it's your initial, like it's your first hackathon, second hackathon. It does not matter. As you progress, like you can use these frameworks and so on to make your things make things easier and so on. And as Ravi said, like one of the database, any one database, it can be anything, like it can be a NoSQL based database or SQL based database. And yeah, even an Android development is a plus point. Like, so one more thing that I would like to add is most of the time in hackathons, like there will be many functionalities that you will need, and you can't implement them from scratch. So you will have to use APIs or some libraries or tools from which were already developed by some other developers and so on. So like it's a good habit to go through the documentation and tutorials and try to use those APIs. Like for example, in our project we had used Map API, Mapbox API for maps, and other than this, like for geolocation also we had used some another thing, and like there were various other things and tools that you have to pick up from internet and then implement it in your code. So yeah, I think that practice helps a lot.
so what if I don't know how to program?
Ma'am, I would like to answer this question. So, like, first of all, let's say you are building a web development or some project related to that. So, there are already a lot of data and lot of good tutorials available on internet. You just have to clear the basics of the programming, like if statements, look, mostly you will use that part, and then immediately you should start applying it in any project, be it a command line application or a simple to-do list application, because if we don't apply it, then each and everything will just evaporate and it will be of no use. So you can start that way.
So you started during the hackathon process, so
No, no,
coding this?
no. Actually, I had some hands-on experience on Android, but I was not confident. Actually, I was not trying. I was just scared of applying some advanced concept. But during hackathon, it was like a do or die situation. We have to apply. We have to bring list. We have to bring notifications. We have to study and Google about it. So, like, I started learning and applying it during the hackathon. So it helped a lot. It even helped me in my final year project.
That's
So
good.
yes, yes.
Yeah, the thing is like the reason we approached Aditya was like he had some experience in Android development already, and the only thing was he was not very confident.
Yeah.
And like I told him, like it doesn't matter. Like I told him about our first hackathon experience also, like how we completely messed up the hackathon. But at the like after few years, it doesn't even matter. And anyways, we were there to help him. And honestly, like he could have done everything. Like he just had to he needed just some guidance, like what to read and like how he should go through that and so on. And he definitely worked like brilliantly with the tasks that were assigned to him.
Actually, ma'am, it was during the team building process. So I said to Omkar that no, yaar, I can't do it. I have never participated in any hackathon. This is a national level hackathon. How can I do it? So at one point he just got annoyed and he just started arguing, "Or you can do it, yaar. Why are you not trying it? Even we don't know anything." So like you get the same energy level of the entire team, and everyone started putting their efforts, and like each and every thing got connected, and we won this hackathon.
And Aditya, what was your parents' reaction after the winning? Because I think they were not confident about you also.
Yes. Actually, my father says that always try to stay with some good people, like who are always trying new things.
Yeah.
They are participating in a competition. Like even if you sit with them or listen to what they are discussing, you would still get some knowledge, and that's what happened in this SIH hackathon. Like
So
I knew.
that boost your confidence, and now you're working in TCS.
Yes.
Yeah, congratulations
Thank
for
you.
your TCS selection. Now coming to you, Ankita and Sakshi, share your experience of SIH 2020.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so as I told before, it was my first hackathon and that too a virtual one. So it was an experience in itself. And also, since it was virtual, everyone was working on different tasks. So at times we didn't used to know what other person is working on. So to manage all this, Omkar used to organize a meeting before the presentation, before presenting it to the judges. So all of us would be on the same page, knowing. So if it's not like I'm just working on one thing. Suppose I'm working on website, so I have to know only about the website. Omkar used to make sure that every one of us know each and everything about the project. So this was really great effort by the team. And then on the first day, I remember Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir, he addressed with the participants and interacted with some of the participants. So it was very motivating and kind of a big deal for all of us. And then winning this hackathon was actually a great improvement for myself. Great improvement in my personality, I can say, professionally as well as personally. So personally, it made me more confident. Uh, as Omkar said that he was looking for members, he was confident in. So Omkar always showed the his confidence in us. So it helped us improve. I mean, suppose he has given me some task to perform. Suppose I have to create a report page. Then he used to just say that create a report page. There were no rules and restrictions as in how I have to create. So I was able to explore things. I was able to experiment with things, try out new things, and then check if it's working with us or not. Then my first point of contact was Ravi. Then we used to discuss how it is working, or is it matching with our website or with the theme we are planning. So after that, if suppose it's green signal from both of us, then we used to go with the team and then discuss it. I used to send the screens on the WhatsApp, and then all of the members used to give their feedback. So the constructive feedback or criticism that we used to get, so it helped us a lot. I mean, not only the on the website part, even in the app part. Suppose Ankita finished designing some app, so she used to send screens and we used to give feedback. So all of this helped us really, and I think that's it. I mean, it was
Great experience.
start. Yeah, I mean, starting when we were just working on the first or the second day, it seemed a little impossible. As in, how are we going to achieve so many things because of the things that Omkar used to present in college or in front of everyone. So I was very. I mean, I never participated in one, so I had no idea how things are going to come together. But at the last, when we saw the complete project, it was very beautiful. I mean, it was little, impossible to believe that we did this in just 3 days and that too in a virtual event. So it was an amazing experience.
Yes,
That's
sir.
it.
Ankita.
Yes, as this was my also first participation in hackathon. When Omkar approached like we are looking for a member for hackathon, I was like, what I will be able to do. Like I am not much in programming, so I can't be able to do that. So he said, "Don't worry about anything. You just we will guide you." And throughout the process, he always guided, and he never forced like you have to do this. But he uh, supported a lot. He showed that you can learn something, you can do something, and same goes with other platforms. Like we never participated, so how to work with GitHub or another online tools. That also Pratik also used to help, and anything which we don't used to know, or they all were working on some things, they also used to share what they are doing, that we should know about the whole project. And they used to explain clearly that nothing should be missed out. So the team members were taking more effort than us. uh, and The experience was first experience, and the experience was great. That's it.
I would like to add something. Yes, so like Ankita said that Pratik used to call, so he used to call me also while pushing the code on GitHub. So even though they know lot more than all of us, they were very helpful. So I mean, I worked on different projects on with different teams, but this is by far one of the best team I ever had, and I think it is because each one of us had something special in us that led us to this victory.
So coming to
Yeah.
the
And actually, like as Ankita said, like it's not that we put in more efforts and you didn't, you put less efforts and so on. It's just that the, like, how should I say, like the levels, we all have our different levels. So like what feels like an effort for me may not feel an effort for you, and so on. But it's not that like you are not putting in enough effort and so on. And like first hackathon is always an overwhelming experience. Like as Sakshi said, like when you first start an hackathon, like everything seems like, can we even do this? Like it's so huge. Like can how to approach it? Like how should we start and where should we start? Like I think your first hackathon, don't expect much. Like for the students who want to participate in hackathon, like don't expect much. Just try to do what you can do. Like it will help you build confidence, and confidence is very important. It's not like
true.
confidence will be built like as you keep participating in hackathons and as you keep getting good and good in whatever you are doing. So like you can see like the development of Aditya also, Sakshi also, and Ankita also, and as well as us. Like we, at one point of the time, like we were also beginners. Like we also didn't know where to start, like how to build a website and how to build a login page, how to send a HTTP request, and so on. Like we are also newbies at some point. So uh, what I wanted to say is like it's not a one day thing that you will learn everything in one day. You have to put in little effort over a long period of time, and afterwards you will get definitely get better at it.
So at the end, it's a teamwork which paid off.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So coming to you, Ravi. Recently, you appeared for the GATE examination,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes.
So you were offered with a very good job from the persistent with a good package, as the persistent system works in collaboration with MHRD for SIH. So any regret?
No, ma'am. I have no regrets on letting that job because because I have planned it that I would not do the job and prepare full time for the GATE exam. And means my thinking was like that after GATE exam, if I would have taken the job and after GATE exam, I shouldn't have think that what if I should have left the job and get more marks. So I went full out on the GATE exams, on preparation of the GATE exam.
So you don't want to
And
take any risk for the GATE
yeah,
examination.
yes. And I was means bit confident since I have participated in many hackathons and coding competitions, that I could crack job after 1 year also. So I was a bit confident on my skills that I could get any other job.
That's great. That's great.
Yes.
So, uh,
Here I would like to add something. So basic thing was all the winners, all the teams that came first in Smart India Hackathon, they were offered. I mean, you have to give some exam for persistent system, and then you'll be offered for the job in persistent system. So all of us were offered the job, but I also gave the exam, but I didn't clear. I mean, I was lucky first time in Smart India Hackathon where I received the first prize in first attempt, but not in case of persistence. So in case of persistent, my coding it was not that strong, so I couldn't clear it. But then again, I practiced skilled. I mean, I increased my skills, and then after 3-4 months, I again gave the exam for persistent, and now I'm working as a software engineer there. So it is also a little achievement in itself.
So anyhow, persistent में जाना ही था. That was the target.
Yes.
So here, persistent system is the organization which works with SIH, and this SIH, it is MHRD's innovation cell, and whoever will the winner of this SIH, persistent offer them with a job, and that is to with a good package. So it's important. Yeah, coming to the next question. What type of research work is required once you finalize the problem statement?
Pratik, you may want to answer this.
Yes. So so once we have decided a problem statement, like Omkar has said, we need to think of the various ideas, like how we can approach the problem statement and what kind of solution we can provide. So in terms of our problem statement, since it was related to the forest department, we used to read different blog articles which were published by the department on their website, like what kind of challenges they face in terms of this hunter encroachments, that endanger problems with endangered species and all that. So reading those articles, blog articles and other stuff, other papers also help us get an idea like what are the various problems. Means we did not stick just to the problems which was stated the problem statement, but we went beyond that and also explored the other kind of problems which are faced in general by different forest departments all over the country. And based on that, we then started thinking that how can we approach this solution and how can we approach the problem and what kind of different solutions we can provide. And we used to brainstorm, like Omkar used to divide the task among the team members that we should read this. He used to then circulate this links and everything, and we used to read, then come and tell us our ideas, like how we can develop on this, and we used to have discussions, and based on that we started building the solution. So it's not that we came up with the idea in just one day, it was a gradual progress. So as we started researching, coming up with various solutions, and not only that, after we were selected for the finals, like during the idea submission phase, we had decided on the initial solution, but as after we were selected for the finals, we researched more and more, like since we had lot of time due to the COVID pandemic, so we thought that how we can improve more. So again, like we used to like in case of Omkar, he was developing the deep learning model, so we used to search for the data sets and everything, the accurate kind of data set which will give us the correct model. In case of my side, I used to explore the various technologies. So in terms of not only the solution, the idea and the solution, but also in terms of technology stack, like how we could develop, what kind of latest technologies we could use so that the solution will be feasible. And means we were not just thinking in terms of the prototype, we were thinking in terms of the actual implementation. Means if the solution was actually implemented, then how it would work. Like we were so that why we thought of that, because then we could explain that to our judges that this actually works in practical environment. Because if we were to implement it in actual, like, so since our problem statement was from the forest department, if we implement it in actual forest area in terms of the website and the mobile application, this works in actual live environment. So we used to explore all this stuff, and then based on that we then started implemented our solution, and then finally we got a result.
And like as Pratik said, the problem statement was very broad. Like the problem statement was just that geotagging of animals and prevention of forest offense. Now, since the idea was so broad, like we had a lot of scope to add in many things. Now, what to add, like as Pratik said, like we had to go through various forest department websites, read their blogs, articles, news blogs, etc. Like what is happening, what are the challenges faced by them. And since our solution was for the Andaman and Nicobar forest, like we did some more research regarding that area also, like how are things managed there, etc., etc. So that goes on to show that you have done your research for the problem statement and you know that what are the problems faced by them. Other than this, as Pratik said, like you have to build a solution such that it is practically implementable. I mean, let's say you are building a deep learning model for something, then you can't build a model like which requires a lot of resources, because remember, like you are using it on some trap cameras with some Raspberry device maybe, and like again with some very low internet connectivity and so on. And again, the forest officer may not have the best mobiles with them, like it can be a, like Android 4 version or like simple mobile. Like how can you make the best out of the resources that you have? Like your code should work with that also. And like how are you managing the resources, like how will you scale the solution? Like they'll be asking these things, like how will you scale this solution, and is it practically possible or not? And like we also gave them a, like rough figures on the cost, like how these things will cost and how it is implementable and so on. So like you have to think practically about everything and try to stay in that direction only, so that you can explain like why you did this and why you did not go apply this, etc.
Yeah, I would like to add one more point in this. So, like I said, so our solution consisted of the Android application. So, like every time, like Android releases the different OS versions. So Aditya, Ankita, and I were since working on the Android app. So we had to ensure that the application which we are developing works not just only on our device but also on other mobile phones. So what we used to do that once we had developed the Android app, everyone used to install the application on their smartphones and just see whether it's working on their phones also. Like each of us had different mobile devices, like MI, and that's to different Android OS versions. So we used to do the testing so that then we can also say that yeah, this our application not just it's not just in case of it does not work just our application our phone, but it also works in different OS versions. So we used to do a lot of testing for that so that the app works seemingly across all the devices. So yeah, that's one thing. Yeah.
How did you get benefited by participating in this hackathon? I think all are get benefited.
Yeah.
Either in terms of experience, either in
Yes,
terms of
ma'am.
confidence, or in terms of job. Correct, Pratik?
Ma'am, should I go
Yeah,
first?
yeah.
Okay, so this project helped me to build confidence, and it actually, like, I got to know that if I didn't explore new things, then I will never get to reach my or use my full potential. Okay, so this also helped me to find new ways in my final year project. And like if and if we are participating in such kind of competitions, it would also help us in our job. So like in my team, they would always ask like, what projects have you done in your college time? So at that like when I explain them these all these activities, then they would give me more work which is more inclined towards programming or development side. So this helps us like in the long run in our career. So that was one major benefit.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to answer. As we participate in many hackathons, no, so our problem-solving skill increases. Like when there is an error or bug in our code, we search it on Google and try to find different solutions. So as we participate in hackathons, our capability to solve those errors increases. Yeah.
Yeah, also I would like to add some points. So yeah, like Aditya and Ravi said, so participating in any hackathon just increases our skills in terms of problem solving, coming up with various new ideas. So like as a software developer or programmer, everyone should have an open mindset to like use any kind of new technology in any kind of new software solution. And I guess hackathon is the only kind of platform which allows us to experience this, because every time we participate in any hackathon, it's always that we have to learn some new thing, implement a new technology, and just it's all about developing our skills. So as we participate in such more hackathons, our confidence also increases, and we are like we develop an open mindset. So it's like in like Aditya said, initially he was scared of working with the Android, but after like the hackathon he gained the confidence, and now I am sure he can work in any kind of Android app. So that's the important thing about hackathon, that we develop open mindset and we gain the confidence that even if as a programmer I don't know particular technology stack or any skill, I am confident that based on the reading through various resources, YouTube and Google search and all that, I can learn that and implement that in a software solution. And that's what the companies require. Means like I said initially, like today the world is growing so fast that every time a new skill or technology is coming up, and if we are confident that I can learn and implement that, then that's a huge gain for me as an individual. Also the company as the organization also likes that. So that's one of the major benefit of participating in hackathons.
Okay.
Can I go next?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me also the major thing that benefited me was confidence boosting. So it helped me. I mean, previously I was scared of trying out new things. So I used to feel, what if I fail? But here it changed my perspective. I am now open to learn new things. I am also try out new things. So if something doesn't fail, something fails, so I don't like just give up. So it just created a kind of mentality where we have to not give up and try hard to find the best solution. So previously, I never worked with documentation also. So working with documentation was my first time here. So it means previously we had limited resources. I only used to watch YouTube or any other thing, or read blogs and then try to implement it. But then this helped me gain confidence in reading documentation and implementing the code. And then in interview also it helped. In every interview they used to ask what projects, as Aditya said. So I also used to answer about this. And then they used to ask my role. And so interviewers are also basically looking for a confidence and a eagerness to learn new things. So basically, these both things were developed due to hackathon in me.
Okay.
The benefit was confidence and learning. Like I also used in final year project Android thing. Then by in that there are also many errors. Like I used in hackathon Android, so I was knowing some errors are how to solve the errors, or what you have to do next for the errors. So learning was the main point in this, main benefit in this hackathon. And in confidence, like many interviews they asked about hackathon, so you have to explain about hackathon. And they also asked there about the role and this. So they were also interested in hackathon, like what new things you done in hackathon. So it benefited more. That's it.
Yeah, like as everyone said, like hackathon teaches you to be adaptive. Like you can't be like, okay, I know only C++ and I'm going to work only in C++. No, that's not going to work. Even after finding job, maybe like you will have to work on different projects having different technologies. And I think hackathon helps you with that, because like they'll just give a problem statement, and sometimes they might even put an restriction that you have to use this library, you have to use this API, etc. So that way you become adaptable. And as many of them said, like knowing Android, like how should I say, like knowing programming is a little different than knowing syntax. Like when you attend hackathons, like you understand the flow, like you understand why are the errors occurring and how to solve those errors. Like you get an how should I say, a mindset, like how should I approach this, like which many of us like don't have, like we get this through like practicing software development and so on. It can be web development, android, anything. And other than this, like as everyone said, like you have to make a a story around this these projects and etc, like so that you can explain it to others also. So like fun fact, like in my resume also, my skills only had 3 or 4 things, like HTML, CSS, and Python. Yeah, just 3 things, and MySQL. Yeah, just 4 things. And the entire list below that was my project experience and my hackathon experience. Like it was more than 10, 12, something like that. And most of the employers are interested in that only, because no matter how many skills you write, like you can write 10 skills, they won't even look at it, because they know obviously these are students and they are just writing the skills to fill the resume. So what they want to see is like what are the projects that you have implemented. It can be a very small project, like a to-do list. It can be as simple as a calculator. What they want to see is like if you can implement a project on your own or even with your teammates, and in a short amount of time, how do you handle stressful situations, how do you communicate, etc. So I think hackathon teaches you a lot of these things.
Yeah, anyone?
नाही, झालं सगळ्यांचं.
Dhala? So, okay. So now, well, so now I'm going to ask you a few questions and you have to answer in one line. Got it?
Okay.
So the very first question, most challenging phase in SIH.
Okay, I will start. So, most challenging phase I can say was in the finals, when we had to implement a new feature in a limited amount of time and just solve like the errors which we, because initially we were having a time. So even if we took a lot of time, we could work out around the solution. But during the final, when we have had the time constraint, so just like he used to work very fast, and everyone used to think on the problem, like how we can implement it and solve it. So that was okay. yeah the finals were a bit challenging in terms of implementing the new feature.
Next.
Ma'am, can I go next?
Yeah.
To not succumb to the pressure during SIH, because there are very talented groups. So you have to be confident and have faith in your teammates.
Next.
So the most challenging part for me was the presentation, because I had to compress everything in that short amount of time.
Yeah, Sakshi.
Most challenging part for me was also the last day, because there were many last minute additions. So I had to implement that and I had no idea about it. So to learn and implement new things was a bit challenging.
Ankita.
The last day was most challenging because there was some data set which was required at the last time, so that was most challenging.
Ravi.
Yes, ma'am. Last day was most challenging. Last few hours, I would say, like yeah, it was more challenging.
So how hard is it to win SIH? One word answer. Is it difficult to win the competition?
It's difficult, but as much as you can work hard, it becomes easy. So the more you work hard, the more it becomes easy. But initially it's difficult.
Okay. Next question. What skills are required to win SIH?
Basic programming skills, I say, is the first and foremost requirement.
Okay. Secret of your winning.
Ma'am, can I add? So important skill also would be collaborating with team and communicating ideas with others.
Ma'am, I would like to add. Actually, we had a very perfect team, I think. I mean, like there were proper guys in Android part and on web part, so maybe that's
Yeah.
why.
Okay. So the next question: the secrets of your winning.
I think so. It's the presentation. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone
Yeah, but
else?
I think the preparation and the past experiences helped a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just to
Also,
add a point, just to add a point, like we had also participated in SIH 2019, and during that, like we were not even past the PPT stage, like the first round. So yeah,
yeah, in my case also, past experience plus effective communication is the requirement. Yes.
I think that hard work and never give up mentality. So if we create that kind of mindset that we don't have to give up, then it is achievable.
Okay. So the next question now: feelings when you were declared the first prize winner with 1 lakh cash prize.
I will say can't describe in words.
Overwhelming.
What to do with 1 lakh? 1 lakh. ये किसके दिमाग में
Actually,
आया?
actually, ma'am, Omkar had never mentioned that part during team building stage. So after we won this hackathon, then I was like talking with Pratik, and he said, "Arey, we have won 1 lakh cash prize."
yeah. Like in fact, even after winning, like we had almost forgot that there's this prize and all that stuff. Like we were just focused on winning, and even after we won, like we were just in that euphoria that we have to enjoy this moment.
Mm.
Yes, actually, working with Omkar, Pratik, and Ravi, and also Ankita and Aditya was more actually rewarding than the prize itself.
Oh, that's
Uh,
nice.
I mean, it's part to be a great of
Good.
team that is filled with such great people.
So, in one word, express your SIH experience. In one word.
Memorable experience.
Unforgettable.
Yeah.
Priceless.
Oh, next.
Journey.
Ravi?
I can't think of any word.
No words.
Maybe our dream come true.
For me, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, any message for the fellow students?
I think students who are in the first and second year should definitely start, competitive programming, and at the same time, like start building up their skill in at least app development or web development or even ML or anything like that. Honestly, I think web development like is better because you can get started easily in hackathons. Like it does not require as much effort as others. Now, obviously, I am saying just the basics, not the best part, but still, yeah. And other than this, like you have to get used to the failures, and like you don't have to stop after the failures. Like you have to, keep participating again and again. Because as I said, like before SIH, actually we had won second prize in another hackathon. So that was actually our first win, and before that we had lost like 6 7 hackathons, and every time we used to feel yeah, we are wasting time, like why should we go, like because participating in hackathon wasn't very easy. Like in a semester we used to attend like 2 or 3 hackathons at least, and like we had to put our coursework on aside, and so it was a little bit stressful, but then again I think once you win that, you will understand that I think it was useful. Everything was useful.
Yes.
when you participate in hackathon, ma'am, like you get to like have great memories with your friends, and they are very like exciting and fun parts, like when
Yeah,
I recall all those things about SIH or one hackathon which I had gone to one college with other group, but it's always memorable experience. So each and every student should try it, experience
yeah,
it.
exactly. I can't describe how many we had countless experience of hackathons like pre-pandemic, and like we can't describe it in words. Like those are the memories that will be cherishing like for years to
Yes,
come. Yeah.
especially ma'am when you have to go on the spot like offline hackathons,
Yes.
those are really very challenging because you have to like you don't have to sleep and continue coding, and then in at the morning you have to give presentation. So half of the team would be sleepy or we are very tired. I mean,
Drowsy and all.
yes.
And it's not just about the technical things, like the fun that you have with your friends on the
Yes.
hackathon. Like yeah,
It's amazing.
So throughout this entire journey, I would like to thank all the faculty members and the head of the department of our college, because throughout this entire journey, he supported us right from the beginning when we showed our willingness to participate in this hackathon, submission of the PPT throughout until the finals, and for the support in helping us manage the lectures and everything while we were working on a project solution. So a big thank you to all the faculty members and the HOD. Yes.
And should try this hackathon.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Here, in the whole journey of the hackathon, that is SIH 2020, Omkar plays a perfect role of a leader. Agree or not?
Yes,
Yes.
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 Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
absolutely.
Yes.
So big thanks to the
wow.
Omkar. Okay, so thank you all. Thank you for joining us today. And whatever the knowledge you are shared, definitely it's going to be a very helpful to your fellow students. Thank you. Thank you, viewers.